Ron, I know your answer to this, so I'm just going to ask you to get out of the way. Is there any sense that that you're addicted to your smartphone?
No.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. Now you know what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
'Cause he's just resisting everything in life. Lauren?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, you're addicted to
No,
your
what
phone?
are you asking?
Oh.
What's your question?
Are you addicted to your smartphone?
Yes.
Do you think it's a major problem, minor problem, moderate problem?
A medium problem.
Okay, so like what are your symptoms of your addiction?
Well, it's a kind of my phase of life right now. I spend a lot of my time nursing a child.
Yeah.
And you can't really read a book because your arms are all like wrapped up around them.
Right, yeah.
And so really like what else am I going to do? Like sit and stare at a wall for so many hours a day?
Yeah,
So I
and I
find
mean, your
myself on
baby's
my phone.
cute, but you don't want to stare at him the whole time either. I mean,
Yeah.
that gets boring after a while.
Or if, I'm like rocking him to sleep. It's too early for me to go to sleep. But I also, don't want to just sit in the dark room with the sound machine.
So by the sounds of it, though, as soon as you're done nursing, it's like putting that phone down
Oh,
and
no.
you are healthy, Lauren.
No.
No?
No, you asked what some of the symptoms are, and I just told you one of them.
Oh, okay. Daria, are you addicted to your smartphone?
Probably.
Probably. Okay, it's non-committal. Like, what would be the possible symptoms in your life? Like, when are you looking at it? How long?
My biggest problem is I'll kind of start scrolling before bed, just like quote unquote wind down, and then way too much time has passed, and it's too late, and I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's like a time vortex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or when you're like, oh, it's 9:10, just till 9:15, and then
Yeah,
it keeps
no.
growing.
Yeah, I have noticed a growing problem to the point I've taken like very deliberate actions to cut down on my smartphone use actually just in the past couple weeks, and I'm noticing a difference already.
What are you doing?
I'm just leaving my phone in another room. I'm just saying there are other things that are more worth my time that I enjoy doing more. I'm reading more books. I'm making an effort to journal and play my guitar more. So like other things that I enjoy way more, but this for some reason little box takes all my time up.
Yeah, it's time vortex. You get sucked into it,
Little
and
dumb
then
square.
yeah, and suddenly it's been an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, America, according to Relevant Magazine, is clearly in need of a digital detox. New study from Harmony Healthcare found that 45% of Americans say they are addicted to their phones.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority of the rest of them are liars.
Yeah. They
How
might as
many of
well
them?
face it. They're addicted to phones.
Hey-oh, Ron Eastman again.
I'm just rolling today.
That's an old Robert Palmer song for the
Yeah,
young
yeah,
people
yeah.
here. Do you even know the song?
I knew the reference, yes.
You're going to
I
have to
can't
face
sing
it,
the whole
Lauren.
song, though.
Yeah. Okay. So on average, Americans are glued to their phones for, any guesses?
5 hours.
I was going to say 6, yeah.
I'm going to guess 8.
Wow, you guys are intense. It's 4 hours and 37 minutes a day.
That's it?
Yeah, well, that's the average American. So you've got your outliers that make the average. You've got, Lauren, who's got on it for like all day.
Yeah, right.
And you got Ron, who's like, what's a smartphone?
So we bring it to the middle.
You bring it to the middle, and yeah, it's 4 hours and 37 minutes every day. It's worse for Gen Z. Who Gen Z spends? What do you think?
I'm standing by 8.
6 hours daily on their phone.
Ooh.
Think about that, 6 hours. Isn't that close to half of your waking time? Like your wide awake time? It's not, well, I guess that's not true.
I mean, when you discount work, that's probably the majority, like vast majority of your free time.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if it's consistent. Like my wife has something open all the time while we're watching TV or whatever, and she's scrolling. So she's multitasking in a sense. I have to tell her what happened on the TV show, but
Does that drive you nuts or what? Oh, she's asleep, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
right now.
Sarah does this too, and sometimes I go, "Hey, I have an idea. We could watch this together. You wanna do that?" I mean, because you're not watching.
Yeah.
Do you not like the show? You scroll while you watch a
No.
show, don't you? No, Daria?
No.
Not
Oh,
just like a
really?
show I actually want to watch, not just something that's like on for no reason.
I can always tell when Sarah's disconnected from a show, and we should pick a new one.
Yeah.
because she's not watching it.
Yeah, sometimes I'll kind of sit there with Jimmy, and he's got a lot of shows I don't like, but I'll just sit there to spend time with him, and I'll be scrolling because I don't care for what's on the TV.
Yeah, I don't want to watch the Viking shows with Eddie. He really loves the Viking ones, and I don't care.
You mean like
Good for
like
him.
a history?
No, not real Vikings, like, Viking shows.
Fiction.
Yeah.
So you don't like good storylines and history and stuff?
No, I don't really care to see people running around with axes and fur coats.
Probably not a coat, but
Shawl, excuse me.
Yeah.
Viking shawls.
if you called a Vikings cover, whatever it is, a shawl, he would probably hit you with his axe. Okay, so Gen Z spends 6 hours. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she's asleep, so she's in a different city, so I know she's not listening, but maybe she'll watch on YouTube. Hi, honey. She does this thing, and I've told her that I can't believe she keeps doing this, but there's a thing on Snapchat where people communicate with each other with a picture, but the picture is not of anything of consequence.
Nope.
It might be the ceiling. It could be the floor. It could be
The
duck
TV.
lips, or how
Wow.
girls do that. Take the picture if you're watching the
Do they still do that?
My favorite is just like a quarter of your face.
just your eye up close. People do duck lips. Let's see your duck lips.
I'm not doing that.
I don't think they still do duck
Yeah, I
lips
don't
anymore.
think so.
Just try it
No,
though.
thank you.
Goodness sake, she doesn't do it. Ron, you do it. See? Look at my lips are big for my picture. But anyway, she does this and she'll spend half an hour
Replying to people.
because she wants to be sure this long list of her friends know that she's going to reply. And you can't look at it and not respond because that's called leaving someone on open.
Right.
You don't want to leave somebody on open. So you just snap a meaningless picture that does nothing.
But they don't want to leave her on open.
And so
So
they
it's
send it
just a
back.
vicious cycle.
It's a vicious
wow.
cycle. And I watch her, we'll drive somewhere and she spends the whole car ride just meaningless pictures to people. It's a problem. Is she Gen Z?
Yeah. Gen Z is currently 26 to 11, I believe.
26 to okay. Well, I got a bunch of them. But there's more statistics to look at. And then I think also we've got to talk about a need that one expert says we have that can be met if we do some detoxing here. We'll get to that in just a couple minutes. The average American is glued to their phones for 4 hours and 37 minutes every day. Gen Z has a worse problem. They spend 6 hours a day on their phones. By the way, that's a big bump from a few years ago. In 2016, the average screen time was only 3 hours and 8 minutes for the average American. So it's flying up because remember I said it was 4 hours and 37. So it's like an hour more. More than half of Americans, 52%, agree they're too dependent on these tech devices. So what do we do to fix this problem? Because even just yesterday, I'm like, I got to stop doing this. And then I just go, but I've just got a moment here. So I'm going to quick look and I'm going to scroll, time warp. And I just snap out of it 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Right.
And nothing good happened.
No.
I didn't see any interesting articles. I saw a funny video or two. That was fun.
Yeah, I sent you like 5 funny videos in a row.
You are good for that. I like that. Yeah. So how do you stop it? Like Daria, you found some success. What is your strategy?
I've started leaving my phone elsewhere in the house, and I had to reconnect with my hobbies and things that I love, and I'm making an effort to replace the time I would spend scrolling with something else.
Yeah. And see, here's the problem. Lauren, you and I have talked about this. What are your hobbies again, Lauren?
I don't have any hobbies.
Right. And I've struggled with that over the years. Sarah and I have had that discussion. She's tried things. She goes, boy, I really like to paint. And she tried it and she's like, okay, well,
Did that.
I tried that. Ron, do you have a hobby? Go ahead.
A little bit of woodworking, but
Yeah.
I don't invest much time into it.
It's hard this time of year as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Or you don't have like a
I'm
heated
making
wood shop.
kindling more than anything else right now.
But I agree with you. I think that would be a nice distraction. But I don't know. When you have small kids, too, you're probably just so exhausted that you want to do something mindless.
Yes. You want to do something mindless, or I'll try to start reading, and I'm just so tired that I just fall asleep. And I don't
Yeah.
want to be asleep, It's
No.
not time to be asleep.
Well, you need to watch your children
Yeah. Well, yeah.
so they're not jamming things into the light sockets.
Yeah, I can't
and
really
everything.
watch or read a book while they're around anyway.
Yeah, it's I
Scream
want to
in their
read
face.
more, but I know if I start reading,
Mm-hmm.
asleep.
Yeah.
Goodness sakes. So this article from Relevant Magazine says the problem we observed was that social media can alleviate superficial boredom, but that distraction sucks up time and energy and may prevent people from progressing to a state of profound boredom where they might discover new passions. So what they're saying implicitly is that what we all need more of in our life is profound boredom.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, people say it like with our kids too. It's okay for your kids to be bored. You don't have to entertain them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be their playmate all the time, because that way they start to find, play by themselves and do imaginative play by themselves or build Legos by themselves.
Well, and this is one of the reasons, to be honest, that we have done an unconventional approach to screen time,
Mm-hmm.
where, especially on the weekends, it's like, if my little boys want to watch a bunch of YouTube laying on the couch, I'm not going to limit that. And you're like, what? They're going to do it all day? No, they will get bored.
Yeah.
And stop and do something else. Sometimes they've watched videos of people making things and they eventually stop and start making them.
Right.
And so there has been some benefit to that. But profound boredom. Do you remember the last time you were profoundly bored?
No.
Yeah, I don't. Profound boredom. See, for adults, there's too much to do, I suppose.
Yeah, there's
Right.
laundry and dishes and cleaning. There's always something to do.
I get bored doing the dishes. Does that count? I get
Oh,
bored
yeah.
during meetings.
Yeah.
I mean, not meetings here, obviously. Josh, if you're listening, she's kidding. Yeah, especially if you're running the meeting. He's our station manager. I mean, we're like, really? The meeting's over? Can't we just keep going?
I'm so sad.
Please, Josh, more. Add agenda items. More agenda.
If you were here, he'd high five me.
man, you probably would.
Fist bump you through the glass.
Yep.
So I got to figure out how to be more profoundly bored. But to be honest with you, I think my friend Nancy Kane has talked about this a lot, where we need those spaces if we want to really have an awareness of Christ in our lives. If we really want to grow in our faith and our walk with Jesus, we have to have times where we're fully at rest and able to be quote unquote bored, so we can ponder spiritual things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe go, you know what, I'm bored, I'm going to go on a walk, spend some time with the Lord. But if you're sucked into your phone all day, you're never going to get that stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. If I go on a walk, I have podcasts playing in my ears,
Right. Or music.
and you need to shut that off and be bored.
It doesn't allow any room for productive thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing. It's like often I have the most, if I get space like this, my real productive thoughts come in those moments where I'm not distracted by something else. To be honest, it's in the shower at this point.
I was just going to say that the shower seems to be the place where people have their best thoughts because they can't be listening to a podcast or
Yeah,
something.
well, that and swimming are the only times you can't scroll on your phone, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts while I'm showering. It's just on in the bathroom.
like super loud.
Mhm.
How does Eddie like that?
Oh, well, actually, lately it's been Thomas and Friends Story Time.
Is that a podcast?
Yes, it's very good, actually. It's just
For her
Thomas,
toddler, not
it's
for her.
Thomas. They're for me now. They're just Thomas stories. But my son is playing like in the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah, what is
Oh,
that
okay.
Percy doing this time? I wonder what Percy's up to. And Mr. Topham Hat.
Mr. Topham Hat.
Let's crank that up while I'm in the shower.
On the UK version, they call Mr. Topham Hat the Fat Controller. And
What?
Wow.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That doesn't
No.
seem nice.
Yeah, I was appalled the first time I heard
What
it.
is the fat controller?
Yes.
That's terrible.
I think I like Sir Topham Hat better.
Me too.
Well, you know, the British. Maybe
They're
they
very
meant
blunt.
PHAT. Like he's
No.
the cool controller.
No. My sister heard it because it's on constantly in our house. She goes, "What did they just call him?"
Oh,
So that's what
my.
I do when I'm taking showers. It's still noise.
You
Just
need
constant
profound
noise.
boredom is what you need.
Yes, I do.
Why don't you try it and report back, okay?
Are you going to take care of my kids?
I've got something going on. And I have
I've
5
got
kids of
something
my own.
going on.
Well, I guess I'm not taking care of Grace much anymore. So 4. And 2 of them are gone a lot. So 2. It's getting
But
down
they're those two. They're an energetic bunch.
They are.
there. Yeah, you've
I'm
been
obsessed
around
with
those
them.
2.
I love them.
Yeah, do you want them?
Yes, I'll take them.
Really?
Yeah, anytime.
For how long?
I don't know.
Like a
We
week?
can swap.
No. That was not the deal. You said you'd take them.
Yeah, I'll take them.
Not trade
Yeah,
for
they
them.
can come over. Summer
Okay.
camp.
Sounds great. Ron, you heard it here. It's
heard it.
recorded.
Yep.
It's on
Well,
the internet now, too.
Mhm.
I love them.
It's going to be
They're so
like
fun.
all summer. Summer
Yeah,
camp.
yeah. They're fun.
You don't even know what you're getting yourself into. Okay. All right. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're gonna keep it real around here because